Truth Consultech, synergizing transformation.
I was working with a company called Lockham, and then they pushed me to become an entrepreneur. I called myself as a spoiled exporter and zero date company, the no loan. I called all the big shops, Crompton, Havels, everybody to show our fan, which is still running, that it draws only 28. But, people are not aware of this, If you install one BLDC fan in your home, then you can save about 100 rupees per month. And major lithium is available in China. So we have to come up with a different technology for the batteries. Which are, like aluminum batteries and something which is working out. If we come up with that, then probably yes. So we will keep on doing something when you will come up in the motors there. SRM, the one synchronous reactance motor, that should be a revolutionary, Of course, commercial is required, but you should do it with dil se. Not that कि अरे वो cost ज़्यादा हो रहा है, होने दो ना. Mercedes बिकता है कि नहीं बिकता है, BMW बिकता है कि नहीं बिकता है.
Hi, this is Shirish Kulkarni, and in this series of HATKE for Future, as a new series that we have started, we have been talking to various individuals who have contributed in the electric vehicle space and who have pioneered this space and have contributed a lot. Now we have somebody who is actually pioneered the development of a critical component of electric vehicles called as the BLDC motors, buses DC motors, as it is called as, right back in 25 years. Somebody who has got 3 patents on his company's name, 2 patents already applied for, developed something which is a BLDC motor for ceiling fans way back around 30 years, got some export order for maybe more than 10,000 motors already back in 25 years. We have a great innovator with us, Dharmu Vanjani. Namaste. ग्रेट टू हैव यू एंड मेरे दिमाग में हमेशा आता है कि आप इतने शांत हो और वेयर डज दिस क्रिएटिविटी कम फ्रॉम, ये कहाँ से आती है आपके पास?
वेल इट लुक्स लाइक ये पूरा नेचुरल है बिकॉज I joined as a trainee engineer. I was born and brought up in a motor company, electric motor company, that is Godrej company, Lockham. I joined them as a trainee. So I always call I was born and brought up in the motors. So there we were making this also a special motor, that is induction hermetic motors. So that is used for the refrigerator and all. And there, I worked for 11 years, and it is just by nature, I was known as an idea man. So every time something new, anything, I used to think and make it happen, So that was my starting career.
क्या बात है. तो ये ब्रशलेस मोटर क्यों? I mean, so many things are there in the world, and way back 25 years back you got already the order for export. वो कैसे हुआ?
Yeah, मैं 11 years, as I told you, I became I was working with a company called Lockham, and then they pushed me to become an entrepreneur. I had suggested something, and with that, Mr. Vijay Krishna of Lockham, he pushed me to become an entrepreneur. I told him, it is very difficult task for me because that's not my cup of tea. I just suggested that we should have a subcontracting because of various reasons. So he said, nothing doing, you have to continue and you have to start it. And, it was so instant that in the same meeting, they forced me to become, to give me the name of the industry which you want to name it, So my son was born and I gave them a Paras industry. And at that time, it used to be somebody, if you have to open an account, some same category company or person has to introduce you. So they called me there, and they called finance manager and asked him to open an account and whatever he needs, let him go out and start this subcontracting of winding. So
Superb,
this
superb.
was successful. 3 units we erected, and that's why I call myself as a forced entrepreneur. I was not inclined, but I had to do that job. But since it was not my cup of tea, then my uncle in United States, Mr. Dharmu Vanjani, he came and he saw that I'm doing some subcontracting for Lochem, and he was making brushless motor in United States for Manchester Drive. So in that case, yeah. So it was a new, it was really attracted me. So I was doing, during that subcontracting, I was doing some motors for him in a brushless motor. And 1995, I decided to quit this subcontracting job, because it was not, for an innovator or something who wants to innovate something new. It was just bringing material, banao, the same copper lao, stator lao, winding the row, bezu. So it was not attractive, but we made it successful. And in 1995, gracefully, I left that job from, the subcontracting job of Lochem, and joined my uncle in 1995. So he got the order from US company, which is Curry Technology. Curry Technology was the manufacturer of electric bicycle and the standing scooter, electric scooter in United States. Mr. Malcolm Curry, who was the ex-defense secretary of United States, he was the owner of that company. And we started making that right from making with hand, myself, and then training people. And then we started that way in 1995, because it was a world first motor we made it in India. 100% made in India.
Kya baat hai. And I've seen your setup. It's wonderful, and you have a variety of maybe around 30-35 types of
Yes.
motors having different applications, right? Can you tell us more about it? Kya
We
kya hai usme?
started with the standing scooter, and the first innovation I thought of, because I was working with the compressor manufacturing, so I made one motor for using brushless motor as a DC compressor for the refrigerator motor. And it worked. I showed it to our Godrej people, and we tested on their batch calorimeter, and I proved them that it can save 30% power. And trust me, what was their reaction? Mr. Vanjani, yes, we can see the result and all, but did Danfoss develop this compressor? So I was surprised. Why you are asking this? I asked him, sir, if Danfoss is not developing, so you are not believing that what I have developed is the wrong or right? No, I don't want to take my name in the, being first person from India. I don't want to name this. I don't want to take risk.
Take a risk.
I don't want to do that. I said, okay. So that I made my own refrigerator from buying from outside, second-hand, and asking a roadside mechanic to put a gas on, and it's still working. And now what you hear is the inverter compressors are those.
Oh, so you already had it in your mind, and you made it one on your own.
Yes.
That day. Kya baat hai.
Now it is a reality that everybody is using, majority of people using the brushless motors.
And I saw that fan in your office also.
Yeah. Meantime, in between 2002, we gave a technology to China for the standing scooter and the electric bicycle, because our capacity was only 10,000, and our customer Curry Technology wanted to expand to 30,000 motors. So because of that, we just gave a technology to China. In 2002, Marathi speaking people went from here to China to teach them how to make motors. At that time, nobody knew in China what is a brushless motor. And today's scenario is that the same situation is in India. That the people are very few
Struggling
people
to.
the brushless motor, and everybody is buying from China.
I think so it is where tables are reversed and somebody like you is already knowing about it.
Yeah,
Uh, uh,
and trust me, that day I had a meeting with ministry, Meti. Their minister was there on the line. He tells me, I told him we make the brushless motor. He said, "Are
mm.
you joking?
Uh, uh,
Making these motors in India? You must be
mm.
importing it and putting your stamp on it." I said, "Sir, I'm making it since 1995." So people still in this country, they don't know, there is somebody who makes the brushless motor.
क्या बात है, क्या बात है. And you had so many around 30 odd types of motors. You
Yes,
show me
yes,
different sizes.
yeah. Now you
All
are
क्या
asking
क्या.
about you are asking about the ceiling fan thing.
Mhm.
In 2009, we had a recession because our major customer, he went bankrupt.
Oh,
So we have to, everybody was sitting. So if there is no work, then I had read somewhere, then you should innovate. So first innovation was done by me that from the existing fan, we
mm.
removed the blade, we measured the CFM and RPM and everything,
Mm.
and put it in our motor. To my
Okay.
shock, it was driving only 28 watts against 70 watts of the Crompton 50, 48-inch fan.
Okay.
So it was
Wow.
shocking to me, how can it happen? It's so much difference. Why nobody
Mm.
has thought. So I recalibrated meter, calibrated, but it was the same.
Mm. Mm.
And then I called, because I called myself as a what you call spoiled exporter
That's
and
fine.
zero date company. The no loan, nothing.
Mm.
So going to in fan business, which was known as a roadside technology, convincing people, it draws less power and all. We have a 500 million installed base and 9.5 crore fans are made every year. But
Mm.
nobody believed it. And I called all the big shops, Crompton, Havels, everybody to show our fan. It is still running, that it draws only 28.
28.
But,
So which is 40, only 40% of what 70 watts is
yes,
getting
yes.
consumed for. Oh,
And you multiply it by the 500 million fan installed base with you and me at my
yeah.
place, if you multiply it by that 30,
That is the saving. Yeah.
40 watts into 500 million and 9.5 crore fans every year made and sold, mega watt hour we could have saved. But now it has become mandatory. We work with the ESL and all other companies that, like LED, we should
Mm.
come up with this. So from this June last year, it was made mandatory. If you want to have a 5-star fan rating, then it has to be
The
BLDC.
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 Oh,
So last year, because of COVID, this lobby, they pushed back to this June. So now it is mandatory to have a. If you want to have a 5-star, then it is this. Trust me, this 70 watts, when initially you bring it home, it becomes 1,100 watts when our mat servant or we clean that blade.
oh, okay.
Then it becomes, angle changes and then whole. But, people are not aware of this. If you install one BLDC fan in your home, then you can save about 100 rupees per month. But
Wow.
people look at it, अरे उसका 25% जो है कॉस्ट ज्यादा है. So what? You recover it in 1 year, the whole fan cost.
True, true.
But this is what we have to educate people and do that. So this was about the ceiling fan you had asked.
Yes, yes, yes.
And we
And
did
there was,
many pumps also we did.
okay.
In 2000, I put a solar power plant in my in my factory, wherein my idea was to have a direct DC motor, not the inverter in between. So what we did is we made I need about 20,000 liters per month for my factory. So we made one small pump, directly 24 one panel, put it on that, no inverter in between. It fills up my whole day's requirement in 3 hours.
Wow.
So it was in 2009 when the solar cost was 110 rupees per watt, and now it is only 21 rupees per watt.
Oh.
So my idea was not to convert directly DC motor. So the losses which goes in the inverter gets
Taken care of.
avoided.
Wow.
And I made one compressor with that same way and made a full big tank. So the whole day, the compressor keeps on pumping through directly from the solar, and it stores the air for whole 24 hours requirement of my air. So I pay zero bill and get the air for my production.
So you are storing the solar energy getting converted into compressed air in a big container, so
Yes.
that your shifts are run without any investment on that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So these are the few things which I keep on doing it. In my factory, this has been doing for last 15 years. So now it is 15 years, they are working very well.
Wonderful. And we have got this electric vehicle as a wave in last 5 years, and people are talking about ये मोटर है वो मोटर है वो बहुत ही कॉम्प्लिकेटेड होता है वो कॉस्टली होता है maybe 40% of the cost is battery but some 20% cost is तो ये सब hyped up है क्या ये सब actually
all these are hyped up. I tell you, I remember I was watching an interview between our conversation between our finance minister, madam, and Mr. Munjal.
Okay.
You know what Mr. Munjal was saying? Madam, if you bring EV vehicle, then all the small scale industry will die. So I was surprised. I said, the madam said, sir, I am not arguing on it, I am discussing. And when I analyze, I went and see in the car, what will change? It will change only engine. You don't need any other things. You need steering wheels, you need windows, you need everything you need except the engine will change. So how many parts will be go away from the electric vehicle? So this is a mindset. Of including big industries like him arguing that all small scale will die because components will be very few.
In fact, if you look at electric vehicle simple दिखता है जैसे मोटर है कंट्रोलर है बैटरी है बट बाकी की सब चीजें है ना सस्पेंशन स्टीयरिंग complete vehicle everything.
Hello.
So there is no yes, I'm hearing. So everything is absolutely the same. So there is no question of so engine तो नहीं बनेगा, clutch housing नहीं बनेगा, transmission will be
पिस्टन होता है, अदर क्लोज इसमें मोटर होता है, वाइंडिंग होता है, रोटर होता है, तो इट इज ऑलमोस्ट सेम थिंग in fact you add a controller in between because any BLDC motor works only with the controller, so you add in fact more electronics, so you create more job there.
In fact, it is very complicated as you are trying to replace the behavior of the engine, the clutch, accelerator, everything together in a single motor and a controller. आपको वही इफेक्ट आना चाहिए जैसे वो you are going on the rise, you are breaking it suddenly. All that is getting done by your motor and a controller together. तो पूरा इंटेलिजेंस उसमें
लगा रहता है. And trust me, first electric vehicle in Maharashtra, I bought it.
Wow.
And I'm still driving there 2.5 years now. And I was the first in Maharashtra to buy that. Trust me, people were very curious, asking me किधर charge करते हो, क्या करते हो, ग्रीन नंबर प्लेट है तो पहले तो हवलदार सवाल चालू मारता रहा, सोचता रहा पता नहीं कोई वीआईपी है. But one day I explained, no, it's because of this.
Electric
So what I
vehicle.
want to say is I have used it. I'm not pulling from here. I have done it myself. I have, this is the first car, 25 lakhs I spent. I never spent
So
more
much.
cars. I don't buy Mercedes or BMW, which I can afford. But the difference between normal sedan and BMW, I respect the quality of BMW and this, I won't say, but the 30 lakhs or 40 lakhs, which is the gap between the price, I use it in innovation.
Wonderful.
So,
Something, first time buying, it's first time. So, in fact, you were firstly the first mover, ready to take all the risks that is required.
yes,
Spend that critical 30,000 that you have not used for buying BMWs and Mercedes Benz. Somebody
yes,
who is paying that kind of a tax consistently over more than 5-6 years, I
yes,
believe.
yes, I'm a gold certified taxpayer.
And that is a proud moment, right? I mean,
Yes,
that electric vehicle, and I think I have got a photograph also. I'll
yeah,
flash it later on in this, but it's wonderful to see. And now even other vehicles are coming. So do you think that this fight of importing? Some people are saying that we have to still import motors. Do you think that it's
yeah, there's a big demand, going to be a big demand for two-wheelers and also four-wheelers. So only thing we have to depend now, one component which is magnet from China. BLDC has a permanent magnet. Various level, various type of magnet.
ferrite?
Yeah. Only thing ferrite is made in India, but other things are. So for bigger vehicle, it has to be, or for the two-wheeler, it is to be has to be neodymium magnet, which 95% of the product is made and sold by made in China only. So that is
Okay.
the only thing we buy. But now we are coming up with a motor which will not have a magnet at all.
Okay.
That is known as the SRM motor, switch
Okay.
reluctance motor.
Switch reactor motor.
Reluctance.
Reluctance. Okay.
So that we have already, prototype is getting ready, and I think that will be a solution to. So it will be totally 100% made in India.
Wow. Super. Excellent. And that will actually revolutionize industry. And I was talking the complete way that we are looking at electric vehicles. And I was talking to you. You are eager to share that knowledge in the form of technology transfer, or the way that
Yes.
eventually somebody else can manufacture it on the large
Yes.
scale.
Because I'm a zero date company. I am at the age of 67. I have 80 people working. I am a gold certified gold certified taxpayer. What more I need? My both children are abroad. So what more I need? I need to continue innovating things or doing better, spending money there, because that gives me more pleasure than having a Mercedes or BMW or Jaguar. So and plus these 80 or 100 people working with me, So if their job is secured, that's what I want to do that. So that is what is now I am doing that.
So,
And
and
more
how do
yeah,
more pleasure that you get in seeing those families to be secure and they feeling happy.
and keep and save the environment by whatever I can do for the environment.
I'm sure that your current industry is completely green, solar powered. You have everything running on solar.
We are coming up to two plants, and because my capacity is complete in this S Natu, so we are making it two more companies in Pune, wherein I have a plan that we'll have 100% green solar energy.
Super. The brushless motors company, right? That's brilliant. So, where do you see that, two-wheelers are coming, three-wheelers are coming, four-wheelers are coming?
It is a future.
Tata.
It is a future. Our Prime Minister has already said it. by 2030,
Mm.
we want to convert all, which is very optimistic, but yes, why not? If you achieve 50% of that, is a great job. I tell
You
you,
do.
with by one single car running very small distance, going sometime in Pune and Ahmednagar, I have already saved 3 tons of carbon.
3 tons. Oh,
One car. Till now, I have saved 3 tons of carbon,
क्या बात है, क्या बात है.
apart from the money which I saved.
Super. And talking about, see, new vehicles are priced a little bit on the higher side. I mean, it is all also about the subsidy that you get and how you manufacture it. Some people are kind of saying that it is very high cost for the motors, batteries, and they're giving numbers which are actually leaning towards high. For example, if you take Tata Nexon, it is 17, 18, 19 lakhs of rupees. If you take MG, it is costing maybe 30 lakhs now, maybe 25 to. But there is no vehicle. See, I have seen Reva, I have seen E2O from Mahindra. Reva was 4.5 lakh rupees. E2O has come at 8.5 lakh rupees. Even Mahindra Verito is 7-8 lakh rupees. So do you see that we are going to get something which is 3 lakhs, 2 lakhs, completely breaking the market?
No.
Difficult.
Let us be bluntly, but when we go to the hydrogen-based fuel cells and all, at that time probably yes. But as of now, because we have to totally depend on, or we come up with the new battery technology. Right now, lithium iron is another danger part I see it, because all we have to import it from China, and major lithium is available in China. So we have to come up with the different technology for the batteries, which are like aluminum batteries and something which is working out. If we come up with that, then probably yes.
And one more dimension about we in India are actually used to have a jugaad, right?
Yeah.
Innovations, small things that should work. छोटा काम करेंगे लेकिन लंबा जाना चाहिए. Frugal innovation.
Yeah, good question. I have two examples for this. One of my colleagues, who was young, he was when he was a college student. He had made an electric bike. I'm talking about 15, 20 years back. He is in Pune. So he competed with German people and all those things. Now he is coming up the jugaad thing also. What he is doing is he made up a kit. You see, majority of items are already there. Steering, everything. So what he is doing is he is just replacing the engine with the motor. And he has already got the ARE approval.
Oh, क्या बात
So
है.
this part we Indian jugaad also is going on. He has converted kinetic scooter just by replacing engine and putting that. We did it in 2004. You saw it, or I don't know. We used to have a motorbike. So we removed that motor and put this motor in, and we got the ARE approval. I'm talking about 2006.
वहां पे भी मिल गया था आपको अभी. I am seeing.
Yeah, and the cycle, I don't know whether you were here at that time you saw it.
Yeah.
But it worked. Now people, they change from mid mount to hub motor.
Hub motors, yes.
But again they are going back to mid mount.
So either the chain drive or the belt drive to drive it better.
That will save probably cost.
That will save the cost, and it is not a direct thing. So I've seen that whenever you are driving it directly and you go on the steep slope up, it fails if you're it fails on the higher slope. But if you have that kind of a small gear ratio, say belt or chain, that vehicle moves. I think that's the crux of where the thing. So I was pointing to also this retrofitting business, retrofitting, right? Exactly. And that's coming in four-wheelers also. I've seen some kids which are.
Swift पे जो मेरे दोस्त ने बनाया, that is on Swift, Maruti Swift.
क्या बात है?
He just buys a new car from the showroom. He removes the engine and
क्या बात है?
It is in Pune. He is in Pune.
Hemang, right? Hemang, I believe I have to meet him.
among the body.
I have to meet him. Yes, yes, I have been
Just
behind him.
interview, you will get a lot of information from him,
And I was in the US around 18 to 20 years back, and they were creating this General Motors Volt at that point in time. Volt.
Yes.
That's a hybrid vehicle. है ना? Which actually, if you see now with this retrofitting, without anything, we are looking at having petrol engine. First and second, you will drive it on petrol engine, and as you require lesser torque, you will switch
Yeah,
to
the
the
hybrid,
motor.
call it hybrid in India.
Hybrid. So that is also established. I think I was amazed to see that simulation in the front when I was sitting in the Volt. That was a test ride that I was doing. The way that initially that higher torque is taken by the petrol engine, and then automatically switches to the battery operated DC, and that gives a smooth kind of consumption. You will have better petrol mileage, and you will have a very long range also that you can secure.
Yes.
तो आपको लगता है कि ये hybrid is the right solution that going in pure EV, or we have crossed the boundary?
Personally, I feel that it will be only electric will help.
Okay.
Only thing people ask me, it gives only 300 kilometers. I say, many times in a day you travel 300 kilometers, maybe once or twice. And these days there are minimum 2 cars in a family. So whenever you go for a very long drive, take the other car. Or because you are thinking that there are not many charging stations available. But now there are many charging stations. When I bought it, it was only one charging station. They ask again, simple question. अरे ठीक है तुम चार्जिंग के लिए इतना यूनिट्स खर्चा करता है, so that is also carbon point you are losing it. I tell them yes, I agree, but I want to do it completely with solar, with the zero electricity consumption. My charger, my dream is to make, even in my factory, whatever solar panel I have, about 10 kilowatts, I charge it with the solar.
Your vehicle is getting charged with solar only. So it's absolutely no carbon footprint. Yeah.
So don't say that, one way you are converting, losing energy and transmission cost and other things, and you are telling that you save so much. Now, yes, I agree. I mean, I agree with you that right now it is that, but in future it will not be.
बढ़िया. अभी you've reached to a level where so many innovations you have already done in motor. अभी आगे क्या करने की इच्छा है कि अरे ये तो करना ही है मुझे.
अभी जैसे हमने BLDC से SRM मोटर के पीछे गए. So we will keep on doing something when you will come up in the motors is there. SRM, the one synchronous reactance motor, that should be a revolutionary, for the people also, and some people are doing it already. So there is nothing, but वही होता है कि पहले कौन
करेगा.
So we already made one of 2 kilowatt, and one is of 1 kilowatt.
Okay.
Without magnet. That's without magnet.
So I think it will go to two-wheeler. Maybe it will go to three-wheeler also, lighter, smaller three-wheeler.
We are doing, we have keep on doing, like we are doing a project with Kharagpur, 1 week completed. Other we are doing it where we will remove the axle, three-wheeler or four-wheeler. So whenever you are taking the turn or something, the sensors will give signal to the controller so that way we can have a 2-hub motor. That's all.
So no differential is required. All whatever is the differential action required is sensed by the sensors, and then that kind of a reversal of motion happens through the controller as an input to those two motors.
Right. So that
I
is
believe. I
Yeah.
believe the Teslas are having this kind of a view of having 4 motors at 4 hubs, I believe.
They have vision, like same which we have. I mean, they have not still come up. They have still the differential and the motor.
All right.
But yes, many people are thinking, so we also thought, why not? It is like, I want to see the reality. ठीक है, सुना है ऐसा होता है तो क्यों नहीं बना के देखना मांगता है,
हाथ से बनाने का और उसको बिलीव करने
दिखने का वो. So when you see it, you believe it.
का। क्या बात है। आप सो इनोवेटर्स, यंग इनोवेटर्स इन इंडिया, उनके लिए आपका कुछ मैसेज है कि ये करो मत करो, जो यूनिवर्सिटी में कर रहे हैं, रिसर्च कर रहे हैं, इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल एक्सप्लोर कर रहे हैं।
प्रोजेक्ट के हिसाब से आपको प्रोजेक्ट कंपलसरी है,
हम्म,
तो प्रोजेक्ट कंपलसरी है, कंपल्शन लेके आप मत करो.
ओके, दिल से करो।
जो करो वो इनोवेशन दिमाग में रख के कीजिए. यू आर डूइंग इनोवेशन, नहीं कि आपको खाना पूर्ति करके अपने को डिग्री चाहिए. बिकॉज आई टेल यू, आई हैव टू पीपल, दोज आर नॉट इवन मेट्रिकुलेट, they design the motor and the controller on the computer. These guys they do not know the English language. They convert those PDF file into Hindi or Marathi and they try and understand what is the thing. So this is called dedication. And they are doing it. And they are with me for 18 years, 20 years.
बढ़िया, excellent. I think that's great. Anything that you want to tell the corporates, big giants की वो जहाँ पे अभी maybe the ones who are manufacturing larger vehicles or coming big way into electric vehicles.
Anything they want to do it, first of all, they should do it दिल से, जैसे मैंने बोला दिल से, and not thinking commercial in mind initially. Of course, commercial is required, but you should do it with दिल से. Not that कि अरे वो कॉस्ट ज्यादा हो रहा है, होने दो ना. मर्सिडीज बिकता है कि नहीं बिकता है, BMW बिकता है कि नहीं बिकता है. I mean, उनका नाम है ठीक है, लेकिन तुम्हारा नाम आज एप्पल है. एप्पल से बेटर चाइनीज या दूसरी जो है कंपनियां, सैमसंग मिलता है, वो इनका मोबाइल, लेकिन
Right. Wonderful.
थिंक ऑफ
You
कॉस्ट. नहीं बिकता है.
absolutely. I remember you have said that you have a value system of zero debt, zero defect, and one more zero. I believe
Yeah,
there are one more
there are 3 0. First zero is zero corruption.
corruption.
See, I have never ever paid or taken a single penny under the table. And I have gone to the jail for it. It is my choice, again I say, because I want to remain, so I'm ready to face anything. I lost a lot of business because of this, but the best example is, I showed you or not, it is railways. Everything was good, a blower for the engine. The person who was fitting it, he asked me, "Sir, motor kute."
अरे उल्टा कुटे मोटर.
Means the earlier motor was so big, DC motor, and when he put this thing with the same performance, डरले मला, साहेब मोटर कुठे. मैंने कहा जे काय सगळे देतो मग तेच आहे. And this RDSO person comes and asks me money. Trust me, मैं उसको हाथ पकड़ के बाहर निकाला गेट. But that I still remember those words, साहब मोटर कुठे. And that is lying in my showcase. The same, this thing.
Wonderful.
This
and
was
zero.
Yeah, because this I learned from my father, because he told me, he was a honest TT in railway.
Okay.
So he used to tell me, "Beta, jitni चादर है ना, उतने ही पैर पसारो."
क्या बात.
So I took it from him. I faced a lot of problem. I don't say, again I say, it's a choice and of individual whether to go for corruption, but somebody has to do it.
I think that's great.
क्या मैं अपने को नहीं मानता हूँ, गांधी जी ने भी किया. कि अपना देश आजाद हो गया, right?
Absolutely. And zero defect, right? Zero defect.
Zero defect. I try to be zero defect in my anything what I do. In factory, while talking, if I'm talking to somebody, I should be disciplined and talking it properly. Not that I am CEO of company that. So zero defect everywhere. Talking, living, manufacturing, and all, and try to be zero negative effect of that. Whatever you're doing. So negative effect, when I say if I start shouting to somebody, it's a negative effect on him and the subject where we are shouting, discussing or whatever doing. So it's a negative effect everywhere. So zero negative effect of my doing. So talking, I gave example, or if I make any motor, something which creates a lot of pollution and all these things, that's a negative, effect. So I should not be. I try to be zero defect. I try to be, but zero corruption I have achieved. That much I can say.
Yeah, I think zero defect is definitely is going to go by this Six Sigma kind of a concept where 1 million will have some 3.1 defects, right? I mean, that will go by that. But zero negativity, I've seen so much of a positivity in you, the kind of humbleness that you have being achieved so many things and being a pioneer in motor space, still knowing that the where the market is going and still people are thinking it is somebody else who is coming and teaching us, and somebody like Dharmuji is here in Mumbai, in Thane, who knows this whole technology. So I think it's a great thing to be having some folks like you around.
Thank you. And my right now motto is only to make India oil free. My vision. I don't know whether it will be. I want to stop oil import.
All right.
So whatever I can contribute, I'm ready to do that. And I keep on doing that.
Excellent. So wherever oil is coming into picture, which is imported, you're saying that stop it. Stop it. Can we have alternate? Can we have some other way that we can?
They are working hydrogen technology also. Generating hydrogen from the water.
Super. I think fuel cell is the solution, right?
I worked it in 2003 with Ballard Power System, Canada. They are still doing it. It's a difficult technology, but why not?
Great. I think it was a great, insightful discussion, Dharmuji, and it was a lot of insights about how innovation is in the culture, in the mind. Dil se kaise karna hai, this theme of having zero debt.
Thank you very much for calling me and finding me as a person who can talk on this subject. Maybe you have seen it, that's why. So when you see it, you believe. I believe in that also.
So I actually, when I visited you, I have heard about you. I did a little bit of a research, and when I saw all those motors, the way that you've been dealing with it, and you've been there, done that. I mean, the kind of way that you have the comfort about the technology where it is moving.
Yes.
I believe it's a matter of need of our for somebody to acquire that technology and that knowledge from you and quickly move. Say, let it be SRM. If that is the solution, get that right investment in place and
why not?
That faster.
China, so or the magnet, or I come up with a magnet in India, which is difficult.
You have your own magnet making setup also. I saw that, right?
No. That's a magnetizing machine.
Magnetizing machine. Okay, so even there you
made in India, those are ferrite magnets. But you don't get that much power in that.
Right. So wonderful. I think it's great to be associated, and I'm sure that this SRM motor will be successful, and you will have more and more innovations, and we keep on interacting more and more. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
बिजनेस कोई भी हो, सक्सेस की नींव हम रखते हैं।
बुलंदियों को छूने की आपके अरमानों की उम्मीद जगाती जोत है, हर सपनों का हम स्रोत है।
सही स्ट्रेटेजी, परफेक्ट डिसीजन मेकिंग और बिजनेस ग्रोथ के लिए हम आपके साथ कंधे से कंधा मिलाकर आपकी स्वप्न पूर्ति करते हैं। स्त्रोत कंसल्टेक, सिनर्जाइजिंग ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन।